Lilith is a name spoken in many tones. To some, she is a feminist icon, fierce, untamed, the one who would not bow. To others, she is a demon, dangerous, untrustworthy, and wild. For some, she is a shadow spirit, whispering temptations in the night. And for others still, she is none of these things. And all of them at once. The truth is that Lilith cannot be reduced to good or bad. She is a force, raw, magnetic, transformative. She is the storm you try to outrun, only to find it was inside you all along. Her nature is one of depth and intensity. She lives where the hidden things are kept, in the corners of the mind we try not to visit. She is the voice that rises when you have been silent too long. She does not soften her words for comfort. She will not fit neatly into the shape society prefers. For centuries, stories have painted her in fear or admiration. The ancient tales speak of her defiance, her refusal to submit to authority that would diminish her. In those times, such defiance was dangerous, so she was cast as a seductress, a child stealer, a demon in the dark. But these shadows were painted by those who feared her power and feared what it might awaken in others. Lilith is the unmasker. She strips away pretense, not to wound, but to show the wound that is already there. She forces the buried truth to surface, even if it comes with tears, rage, or trembling. It is through her intensity that transformation begins. She is linked to cycles of destruction and renewal, to compulsions, obsessions, and desires that lie beneath polite surfaces. She draws the gaze toward what is taboo, not to corrupt, but to liberate. For what remains hidden cannot be healed. Her connection to independence has made her a symbol for those reclaiming their own authority. Her power is not the kind that asks politely. It is the kind that says, "I will walk my own path, even if it means leaving everything familiar behind." Yet this very courage is what makes her feared, not because she seeks to harm, but because she cannot be controlled. She does not only live in grand acts of rebellion, she exists in the quiet, relentless choices of daily life. In saying no to what drains you, in confronting the habits that keep you small, in claiming time for your body, your mind, and your spirit. To work with Lilith is to agree to honesty, even when it stings. She will not coddle you. She will show you the chains you pretend are jewelry, and she will ask, will you take them off, or will you keep them because they are familiar? She is neither holy angel nor holy demon. She is the catalyst, the one who turns the key in a locked door and dares you to step through. Her energy says, you cannot transform what you refuse to face. Lilith's story begins in the dust of ancient Mesopotamia, long before her name entered the pages of Hebrew scripture. In Sumerian myth, she appears as a wind spirit, sometimes called Lilitu, a figure of the night whose presence was said to bring storms and sickness. These earliest mentions cast her not as an individual woman, but as a class of beings, powerful, untamed, and feared. In Babylonian tradition, the Lilitu evolved into a more distinct shape, seductive yet dangerous, a being who haunted desolate places. She was said to wander in the dark hours, preying on the vulnerable. Whether this was literal belief or symbolic warning is unclear, but the pattern was set. Lilith belonged to the liminal spaces, the edges of what was safe and known. Her most famous appearance comes much later, in Jewish tradition. In the alphabet of Ben Sirah, a medieval text drawing from older threads, Lilith is cast as Adam's first wife. Unlike Eve, who was formed from Adam's rib, Lilith was created from the same earth as he was, equal in origin, equal in standing. But when Adam sought to claim authority over her, she refused. "We are the same," she declared. "I will not lie beneath you." When he would not yield, she spoke the ineffable name of God and left Eden entirely. The story tells that she fled to the Red Sea, a place of exile and transformation. There she embraced her own power, even as the angels sent to fetch her demanded her return. She refused them, accepting the cost of her freedom. In the folklore that followed, she was recast as a dangerous seductress, a taker of infants, a bringer of harm to those who crossed her. Her independence was rewritten as malice. In Isaiah 34:14, a text heavy with imagery of desolation, the Hebrew word Lilith appears in some translations, often rendered as night creature or screech owl. It is a fleeting mention, yet it anchors her name in scripture. The image is of a solitary, untamed being inhabiting the ruins, a fitting metaphor for the woman who walked away from paradise on her own terms. Medieval amulets bore charms against her, especially for women in childbirth and newborns. These talismans reveal the fear she inspired, and perhaps the deeper fear of the independence and defiance she represented. Across cultures, her image shifted from Mesopotamian spirit to Hebrew exile, from feared demon to modern symbol of empowerment. In every telling, one thread remains constant. Lilith does not yield. She walks away from the roles others would force upon her, even when the price is exile, even when her name is turned into a curse. She belongs to the night, but she is not its prisoner. She is the shadow at the edge of the firelight, watching, waiting, ready to remind you what freedom costs and why it is worth it. To work with Lilith is to stand before a mirror and not look away. It begins with an unflinching self-examination, asking where you have betrayed yourself for the sake of peace, approval, or fear of consequence. She calls you to notice the patterns that wound you, the emotions you have silenced, the desires you have buried. She asks you to explore what feels taboo or dangerous to admit, not to destroy, but to integrate. Anger, desire, resentment, all can be teachers when brought into the light. In her world, nothing that is human is shameful, only what is hidden remains poisonous. And while she champions liberation, she also demands discipline. Daily choices become the forge in which your strength is shaped. The food you eat, the space you claim, the boundaries you keep, all of it becomes sacred work. When she tests your boundaries, it is not to break them, but to see if they hold. If you retreat into old patterns, the lesson repeats. If you stand firm, she becomes your ally, fierce and loyal. To perform a ritual with Lilith, find a quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Dim the lights. Place a dark-coloured candle before you, black, deep red or purple. Set a mirror behind it, so the flame and your reflection meet. In your hands, hold something from the earth, a stone, a twig, a fallen leaf, to anchor you. Light the candle and speak softly. Lilith, who reveals what is hidden, I welcome your truth. Show me what I must face. Stand with me as I meet my own power. Gaze into the flame, then to the mirror. Let your mind wander. Memories, feelings, images, allow them to come without judgment. Write them in a journal, unfiltered. Then choose one act, one concrete step, to break a cycle that no longer serves you. It might be a boundary, a conversation, a habit you release. Make it your promise to yourself, witnessed by her. When you are done, thank her for the clarity, even if it came with discomfort. Blow out the candle and walk forward knowing the work has begun. The symbols that carry her presence are rich, shadowed and transformative. The dark moon is hers, unseen in the sky, yet potent with the energy of endings and new beginnings. Beneath it, the serpent coils, shedding old skin, carrying the wisdom of instinct and survival. Owls are her companions, silent and watchful, their eyes cutting through the dark to find the truth hidden there. Black and deep red are her colours, the void and the life force, and a candle in either hue, lit with intention, is a call to her. The mirror also belongs to her, not for vanity but revelation, showing the self that waits behind the mask. Pomegranates heavy with seeds carry her lessons of descent and return, of the hidden sweetness found only after surrender. She favours stones like obsidian and onyx, born from earth's pressure, protective yet opening the way to shadow work. And the snake-coiled staff speaks her dual nature, healer and challenger, demanding you choose how your power will be used. Place these allies where you will see them each day, for her influence is not a single blaze of rebellion, but a steady flame fed by daily acts. The smallest gesture, a flame lit, a stone touched, a mirror gazed into, becomes an act of devotion in her name. In their presence, her presence comes. And with her comes the truth, whether you feel ready or not.